Nashville. We are
the happiest stitches on earth. I'm Christy.
I'm Susie.
And we are having so much fun here in Nashville. We're here for the Nashville Needlework Market. So, as you probably know, I work at Cotton Hearts Quilt Shop in Hebron, Indiana. Best place there is. And the owner sent two of us who work at this shop here to the market, and she let Susie come along with us and to meet all the people. She knew we have our FlossTube, and she said sure, she can go around and meet everyone. It was so cool. Yes. So lucky. And so I want to just start out by saying that these designers, this industry, there's no words.
No.
There are no words. They are the kindest, don't you think?
Absolutely. Absolutely the most wonderful people. And we met so many people. They all had the time to talk.
They took the time to talk.
They took the time, but and just shared with us. You'll hear some stories, but it was wonderful. It was wonderful, and we're just so grateful that we could come.
So we're a quilt shop at Cotton Hearts, but we are moving in and opening the store up to some cross stitch, and it's been going really well. So Christy from the shop and I decided that we would approach Dawn about maybe going and looking and finding new designers and just seeing what's out there and kind of bringing back a sampling of what we could carry in the shop for her. And I'll tell you what, every designer was so supportive of that. They're like, we love new shops that are starting cross stitch, and we love that you're building this whole industry up, and they were so happy to let us go away with just one of something to show her, or a couple from a sampling of what they have, so that we can decide what we want to have in the shop. And so it's just been a remarkable experience. First of all, let's just talk about the people we've run into.
Oh, so fun. I mean, really. Besides fangirling all of our friends there that are the designers, we just met so many cool people. So two of the people from Primrose Cottage, I was like fangirling, and they weren't there as a shop. They were there as shoppers. And I'm like, oh, do you think we'll meet them? And Christy's like, well, I don't know. We're just going to be walking around. And don't you know, they came out of the room, and there they were. So we got to meet Emily.
That was so great.
Yeah, Emily and...
That's a you thing. I wasn't going there.
I know.
If I don't have a name written down, you guys, you don't understand our brain.
Emily and Katie. That's who it was.
Like, do you see these bags under my eyes? They're about as big as the bags of stuff that we got.
It was Emily and Katie. It was Emily and Katie.
There you go.
Anyway, they were we were like, oh my God, it's them!
Well, and then
so fun.
At breakfast this morning, this group of women come in. There's four of them. They're wearing matching shirts.
By the way,
and they're like,
aren't we wearing matching
shirts?
shirts?
Yeah, let's talk about our matching shirts. I mean,
so we got these.
Everybody was like, we love your shirts.
Cool shirts.
And we're like, I know. This is my birthday present from her. Isn't it great?
So I love it. Anyway, this morning at breakfast, we're sitting there, and who comes in? Four lovely women,
and they
with
say
their shirts on.
They said, "Look, there's some FlossTubers."
And
we're like, "What?"
It was so much fun.
And we sat and networked with them and got to know them.
It was just wonderful.
So that was Meredith from Rocky Run Ranch, and her crowd. And didn't you have a little treat that you had from them?
So we did get.
They gave us a little treat. We gave them a little treat. We sat and talked.
Rocky Ranch. They gave us a card, and then they gave Jolly Ranchers.
How appropriate!
For the treat.
You guys are adorable. We love you. It was so fun to meet you. Yeah, we shopped with them all day, didn't we?
We did. It was pretty fun.
And then Lauren from Color and Cotton was there, and with her was one of their customers that they brought along to help with the whole shopping and looking and everything. Jan is on our Facebook page, and she's always so supportive of everyone. Jan, didn't know you were going to be here. And it was so great to see you too. It was great to run into you guys.
I'm planning a trip to where their
to
shop
St. Louis.
St. Louis.
Yeah,
I have to plan a trip there.
And then Jessica Sweetwater Stitcher. We kept running into her and shopping.
What a dear.
Jessica, you're such a sweetheart, and it was so fun shopping with you. It was
just a sweetheart.
It was really
That's
a good
the
time.
thing. I mean, so here's the situation. This Embassy Suites is is in this hotel that has this big atrium, and so you can see like all the rooms when you're standing down on the ground floor. So, and they're all suites. And so what they did to rent out their spaces for all of the designers was they set up the entrance room, which is like the lounge living room area, into their shop. And let me tell you, they did not disappoint. Every one of those
was so
rooms
beautiful, so cute.
they brought all their decor. Some people brought lights.
Yes.
They brought furniture. They brought doodads. I mean, they were gorgeous.
It was really cool. And then in the bedroom part of it, they had all their boxes of all their patterns and everything. So they'd go back there and they'd fill the orders. And that's where they would sleep then, too. And I told them, when I'm not at home, I'm not a sound sleeper, and I forget where I'm at. I'm like, I think I would have been back there sleeping going, somebody in there shopping? Am I supposed to be out there? Is it time for...
You would have been up all weekend.
I would have been up.
You would have been.
But they say they're so tired that it's not hard to sleep. They are tireless.
It was just wonderful, though. Everybody took time to talk to everybody who came in.
Stephanie from Lindy Stitches.
Oh, my gosh, that was another one, a high moment for me.
Yeah.
I just love her. And her hair is just as beautiful and curly as it looks on TV. It is. I love it.
And when we got to meet her husband, and he was really fantastic,
too. He's a rock star. He really is.
It was just neat running into people.
It was.
I mean, that was like a really cool personal thing that we took from this. I think that was
movie stars all day long.
And I came thinking, and I think that Christy came thinking, I want to look at this shop and this shop and this shop, or I want to see these people's things. And then there were some surprises that were never even on my radar. And so we ran into a few places that I just had so much fun. I wanted to show a couple of my surprises.
Yeah.
And things that were taken back to show Dawn from them.
Christy, and she let me help a little bit. But with some things that, these are for the shop, and so the things that, I mean, come on.
I think Dawn will look through it all and say, yeah, let's go with this or let's go with that. I think it was so great that they just let us sample and figure out what direction we're going to go. But I met the Artist Designs, the girls from Artist Designs, Amanda May. You are so awesome. Got a couple really cute Christmas patterns there to share, but she took the time to sit and talk to me about programs and designing and what she uses. I mean, we just sat and had she was so encouraging. She's like, if you want to design, you need to just go after it and do it. And it was just, they're wonderful. And so we also talked a little bit about possible retreats in the future and maybe having her come and speak at them. So that was a really, really big surprise. They weren't even on my radar, and I loved those girls there. They were just fantastic.
Speaking of retreats, I am from Tampa, right? So I just noticed that all of the people who are coming to the fall retreat in Tampa and the spring retreat in Tampa were there with their shops. So I made it a point to just go and introduce myself and meet them, and oh man, what a joy. In October we have the Stitch Tampa Bay 2025. It's October 23rd to 25th. And the two designers that are going to be there are Romy's Creations and Manny Di Donna. Both of these beautiful women are from Italy, my favorite place in the world. And I got to go in and talk with them. And I mean it, if they could have cooked me a pot of spaghetti, they would have. It was just darling. Romy is just a dear, and she designs all of these beautiful little designs, and she had them there, and they were just so precious. It was great to meet her, and what a dear. And then I've got to visit with Simona Bosiglieri from Manny Di Donna, and she had this, I said, Christy, I like this. It's like, okay. So anyway, it's a little box. She makes boxes, kids. Boxes and rounds, and she teaches you how to, put them together, and she does a beautiful job. So I was tickled to death to meet both of them.
If you go to that retreat and you learn to make those boxes, I got to learn. I got to know.
Christy.
Then Christy texts me, and she's like, I'm in this room, get over here. And so we really should have Christy. I'm just going to say right now, Christy's over here in the corner, and like, I should make her come on camera, because she doesn't like that at all.
She's
but
a good shopper.
she's over there just nodding her
head. All the good stuff.
Being her. Don't you heckle us over there, Christy. But we do carry embroidery in the shop too, and we have a hand stitching group that we do embroidery. We do cross stitch. We have talked to English paper piecing. Well, we found a new embroidery designer, new to us, embroidery designer, and we did buy some things for the shop that we're going to do a class with, and it is Plum Cute Designs, and it's Tracy Susie, who is the sweetest, isn't she? Souza, not Susie, no. Souza. Sorry, Tracy. Sitting here by Susie. She was delightful. She was just so lovely, and
Show them.
And
how
so
this
one's all on lids,
They're
like
adorable.
just different stitches for lids. Prairie points. I have a thing for prairie points, and she had several things that have prairie points in them, and so some of these are going to be classes at the shop that we are super darn excited about. We got to whittle it all down. We did buy one, and I'm not showing it, that we are definitely doing a class on, but you'll just have to wait and see. But I was really, really thrilled with finding everything she did. Stunning. And then her room setup,
I know, it
unbelievable.
was so pretty.
Absolutely unbelievable. And so that was a delight to discover, and a good reason to be here is just those things. Like, it was really great. So.
You want to show them the cookbook? Is it staring at me?
Sure.
It's really good right now.
So Cotton Hearts had the Nashville cookbook for pre-order. I know our hand stitching group all ordered them. A lot of people called in and ordered them. They should be in the shop soon. It is chock full of goodness, both recipes and charts. You guys are going to be so happy when you see this.
It's really,
so
really
great.
nice. I mean, for a cookbook, group cookbook effort, oh man, it's really, really nice.
It is beautiful.
So,
and then
tell them about this one.
I personally love all things nativity in stitching, and I've kind of started collecting nativity stitches, and Christy knows this about me, so she's like, you have to come over to this designer because she has beautiful, beautiful nativity piece. And so we went over, and I had never heard of Under the Garden Moon before.
Now we have.
But look at that
and
nativity.
She'll be at the Cotton Hearts.
Well, we'll see. We'll see what we decide.
Because I'm telling you, she's gorgeous. The thing I loved about that, not only because the whole picture was done so beautifully, but she took out the
Holy Family.
The Holy Family and the vine around them and did a larger version of it.
On a pillow.
It was, oh man,
it was gorgeous.
It was so pretty.
Everything she had was beautiful, and we did pick up several things to show Dawn from there, because they had some really neat things, and so we're super excited to share this designer with her.
Going to make the shop. I know it is.
Well, we'll see. Well, who knows? Who knows?
So one person that I met who was also very inspiring to me, I really met some inspiring people. Anyway, the shop is called the Nebby Needle. What a cute name, the Nebby Needle. And I got to talk with their owner, who is Bonnie Wilmer, quite a bit, and she had quite a few patterns that she showed me and shared with me. But this one was really pretty, and I just thought every shop needs to have this, because the proceeds to this go to the Appalachian Strong benefit. And this was one. The story behind this is, we all know with the Hurricane Helene how horribly the Appalachian area was affected. And they put this design together along with many other stitchers in their areas, and they all had their own things going on. But they brought it all together and they sold them. Within a week, they had them published and they were selling them. And within 6 weeks, they raised $20,000 for the artist, and that's huge. That's huge from a little cross stitch shop. And I just thought, wow, what a thing! Everybody. I just thought her story was just really wonderful, and
then she was so kind to donate some giveaways for either us, for for the shop, or Dawn kind of sponsors. I don't know, sponsor is like a formal word, but she's very supports us. She's given us things for giveaways, and so maybe these will end up on our FlossTube. Maybe they'll end up in the shop for giveaways. We'll see what happens there. So
hope she likes Appalachian Strong.
then I had a list of the OGs. Of the big kahunas that I was fangirling and wanting to meet, and the first one was Paulette at Plum Street, whom I adore.
She's brilliant.
My birthday stitch, we're starting it on Friday. Sal through Plum Street. So go to our Facebook page if you would like to be part of that.
I'm gonna do it, girls.
She had all of her little stackers in a bowl, which I adore, and one of them had Bigfoot on it. And Dawn, the owner of the shop, is crazy about Bigfoot. Well, it's kind of an inside joke for her. And I said, oh my goodness, I need that for Dawn. I need to stitch that for Dawn. And she goes, here, you can have it. You give it to her. It's a gift. I'm like, no way. And she goes, yes, you're not getting this for you. You're giving it to someone. And she said, you can have that. So Dawn, Bigfoot's coming your way.
He's coming, honey.
Oh my gosh, he's
Watch
so
out
funny.
for that footprint.
Oh, I love him. So we brought back some of that to show her. And then I walk into Hands-On Design, who I just think Kathy and her husband are just phenomenal. I'm going to beg that this one be in our shop. Beg. There's so much. I think Christy's going to beg too, aren't you?
I don't think you'll have to beg.
Maybe.
This
I don't know.
Gorgeous.
But when I walked in, Kathy's like, well, I know you. And I'm like, oh my God. You guys, I was floored. I was floored. One of her big releases this time at Market was her Ladybug Picnic, and it's just a fun ladybug. And so Rich and I, my husband, who's sitting over here, started singing the Ladybug Picnic song from Sesame Street, thinking that's why she named it that. And she's like, I had totally forgot about it. You guys I'm going to record you right now. You're going to sing that. I'm like, no, you're not. She goes, yeah, let's go. Let's record you. I'm like, I'll tell you what. We're doing a FlossTube tonight. We will showcase the Ladybug's Picnic. So for your viewing pleasure and enjoyment, here we go.
Take it away.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Ladybugs went to the Ladybug Picnic. Kathy, that's for you.
Oh my goodness.
I love your stuff. This book has my heart. And there are a million things that are beautiful in here to do. And I think that you guys knocked it. They did this in conjunction with Summer House Stitchworks, and they knocked it out of the ballpark. And so
everything in it. Ugh,
you know, when you're a new start of a shop, and then you're really just a quilt shop, you can't do it all at once. You got to kind of piece it in.
But you know what? This is just so appealing because it has simple stuff. It has complicated stuff.
Yeah,
like I would do this. I would do this because look at those letters, and I'm all about the letters now.
Fangirl number 3.
Yeah, I know. Wait for it.
One of my all-time favorites. I just adore her. I love that her faith shines through her charts. I love that she is so giving. Dawn knows how much I love her. Like, one of the first questions she had yesterday was, did you meet Therese Kogut yet? And I'm like, no, her room was packed, all the time, packed. And so today there was a bright, shiny moment that it was not so packed in there. So we went in to see her things, and we walk in and she kind of looks at us. I was with Susie. She looks at us and we're talking, and she just kind of looks at us. And it was really kind of, I was like, what is she looking at? And then she's like, now I know who you are. And she knew our FlossTube, and I'm like, no way. So here's like the big kahuna love of my cross-stitching life, and she knew me, and I'm just like touched. But
fun.
Cotton Hearts people, here's something really exciting. So a lot of designers that were here made charts for giveaway that we get to bring back to you and share with you for free. How about that? So, and most of them are smalls, and they're delightful, and we have so many that we're going to share, but Teresa's is large and beautiful and in charge, and you all are going to get to, if you're part of our hand stitching group, you're definitely going to get some benefits from that. But one of the things that I really loved from her releases this year is humble cottage. Down here, this small, it says, with all thy soul, love God above, and as thyself, thy neighbor love. I love that one so much. But this is one of the things we were bringing back from Teresa Koga. And then my final fangirl moment.
This was a big one.
If you know, I've been doing the couriers from Robin Pickens. I have done the robin. I have started the blackbird, the crow, and I have also started the bluebird. And she has 2 new charts coming out, and I actually pre-ordered these from somewhere else because I didn't know if Dawn would get them or not, so I have them coming. But we brought these back to show her. We brought several of these. These will be in the shop. So all of you Robin Pickens fans, these are coming. These are for the shop. So they're the larger versions of the couriers that we already have there, and they are stunning. And then we also got for the shop the beautiful dandelions. I mean, how pretty are those? I am nuts about them. There's some more Robin Pickens in our stash that we brought for the shop, so you're going to have to come in and check out all the cross-stitch when we bring it back. So those are my fangirl moments, and Robin was a dear also and just sat and chit-chatted, and it just was so sweet. I had like these, people go to a rock concert and they maybe I'll get to rub shoulders with, and that's how I felt about these designers. It was
pretty cool.
It was very
that they're
cool.
like normal people, and they're just adorable and darling and friendly and kind, and I mean, we got hugs from these people. I mean, I'm saying we got hugs.
Yeah, it was lovely.
Cool.
Yeah.
It was very cool.
Yeah.
So you probably know about the heart and hand pattern that is released for this Nashville market. It was the Nativity.
Beautiful.
And the tiny towns were very, very popular. So they had all of them.
In one big
clump. But, I mean, still, you can get them separate. And I'm telling you, who doesn't want to stitch a tiny town now?
Do you think you would stitch a whole tiny town?
Absolutely.
Yeah?
Absolutely.
I'm going to challenge you to stitch a whole tiny town.
Challenge me.
Nancy
has a whole tiny town.
Does she?
In the stuff that Christy got in her. One of these days we're going to have Christy on the show, and you're going to learn all about Nancy and her stitches.
I don't even.
So you have a tiny town in your possession, huh? They're beautiful.
They're so cute.
They are so cute.
And I think that, I mean, just one of the reasons that I thought they were cool is because they're all the same size, and so if you get a board, like our friend Emily.
Emily, what is with her forgetting your name? Oh my goodness! Did you spit your popcorn out?
Anyway, Emily did a couple of these and put them on this big board, and I mean, come on, I definitely want to do these. I've got to buy these because they're cute.
They are cute.
Anyway.
Super cute.
They were there.
All right. So I texted Dawn last night, and I'm like, you're not going to believe what they have here. And, well, Christy, actually, I'm a backstory. I thought I was going to a quilt shop when we were in Wisconsin this summer, and Christy's like, if you go there, you have to get me this box of folded pieces of fabric. It's in a little wooden box, and then there's like a quilt, a little mini quilt. Well, she didn't say mini quilt. There's a quilt pattern that goes with it, and all the fabrics. So anyway, I didn't end up going there. So Christy didn't get this box of fabrics, and in my head, it was like, a cheese box size with fat quarters and this quilt of houses. Christy thought the same thing. Well, there were these lovely ladies from France who are working with Moda. It's Les Secrets de Marie.
So pretty.
Marie. And they have the most darling things that are coming to the shop, by the way. And look at these.
Check the box.
Look at these. They were not a big cheese box of fat quarters at all. There are these teeny tiny, and then they have this house. I don't have it right here. It has a wooden house that you make all these little houses, and you put them all together for this teeny tiny quilt. Look at them.
Look how cute. Oh,
so these are friends going to be in the shop. We did purchase these, and Christy's going to make one for the shop. So
and you know what they are? 5-inch squares of fabric.
Just
Each
rolled
one of
up and folded up and...
Look how little.
So Christy, she'll do tiny things like this. She's going to make this little quilt. Me, I put these on the shelf as decorations in my little...
Dual purpose.
Yeah, that's what I would do with them. I wouldn't want to ever take this apart.
I mean,
I would want
who
to
wouldn't
just
wanna buy
leave
one
it.
of these, right?
But along with that, there they had
Oh,
beautiful
the
buttons.
buttons.
Look at these gingerbread houses,
buttons.
these
Oh,
wooden
come
buttons.
on.
They had pins. These are some
so
patriotic
cute.
ones. Oops, sorry. These will be in the
Oopsie.
shop. I don't know when. I don't know if they'll be saved for Shop Hop or if they'll go out now. But all you cross-stitchers are going to love the stuff that we are bringing back from Paris.
Very, very
So
cute.
I loved that
And
place.
there's detail on them too. I mean,
Yeah, we went there a few times, didn't we?
Oh.
Yeah, it
It
was
was very
so
cool
fun.
and
Teeny
addictive.
tiny buttons.
Like,
Look at these. I mean,
serious FOMO.
we
in that
also
store.
got some wooden ornaments from them that we're going to have in the shop that are kits that have the little tiny holes drilled in them, and you can sew them through the little wooden holes and make ornaments. And so those kits are going to be in the shop too. Absolutely stinking adorable. So much fun at their booth. The ladies were so great. There was a little language barrier from time to time, but you know, it was okay. So
Yeah, speaking of little accoutrements,
I love needle minders, and
Yes.
I beg Dawn all the time for needle
yes,
minders.
needle minders.
We've had some, and they
Dawn,
always sell.
they're coming for you, honey. People like them. Yeah, these
Come
are
on,
really
Dawn.
cute.
Flamingo
So we-
Toes had the cutest
Yeah,
ones.
they just do. So there's a little like Christmas house and a flamingo, and they're just going to be darn cute. So
I'll tell you what
think
I
people
liked
will
about
like 'em.
them.
They're
Flamingo
powerful.
Toes, yeah.
Mhm.
She is a quilter,
She's
and
fun.
she takes the quilts that she does. What does she do with them? Do you know what she does with
She
them?
makes them cross stitch.
She turns them into a cross-stitch pattern, and they are phenomenal.
They're beautiful.
They really are. They're
Mhm.
beautiful. And so she had this quilt with a strawberry. You know me and my strawberries.
Yeah, like my
Um,
lemons.
And, yeah, like your lemons.
Mhm.
And I said, do you have a cross-stitch for that quilt? Because it was laying on the couch. And she said, no, I haven't done that yet. I said, well, get on it, girl. We need it.
Pressure.
We
no pressure.
so need that. So anyway, I really loved seeing all the things that she had to offer. And Dawn,
Mhm.
if you're watching,
They're coming at you.
needle minders are adorable.
They are. They're
Okay,
really
here's
cute.
another place that I fell in love with.
What's that?
Well, first of all, we didn't make it to Lady Dot Create
Oh.
fast enough. No one told me I had to get there. Boom.
I totally lost it.
Because her
I was
finishing
sick.
stuff is gorgeous. But we found another vendor, and we're bringing some finishing stuff to the shop. And
Beautiful, beautiful,
look at the
beautiful.
hand-dyed,
You're so lucky that you got this much to bring.
this hand-dyed
mean, her-
pom-poms. Look, with sparkle.
Oh,
Look at
man.
that. Sparkle,
Dawn, order
hand-dyed.
lots and lots of this stuff, please.
And so they also had
oh,
rick-rack, hand-dyed
show me that little ruler
rick-rack.
thingy.
And
Look at the little, like,
oh
ruler
yes, the
thingy.
cotton
Oh,
ruler.
come
We've
on.
had this in the shop, but not hand dyed. You know, it's just been kind of a tan, and she takes and dyes it to match the other things. So, and she had little velvet for finishing the backs of little pillows and things. So, these women, it is Dames of the Needle from the Cauldron, and they are classy
They
chicks.
are.
They are
They
just
are.
really classy chicks. I guess shouldn't say
No.
classy and chicks.
Really,
They're classy women
really.
who had
Beautiful
just
things.
the
They
most
put
gorgeous
beautiful
things.
together.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So for all of
And the
you
trims we
stitchers
all
that
need.
want trim,
Mhm.
we're going to be
Go to
bringing a
Cotton
variety to Cotton Hearts.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
that's some of the shopping we did for you too.
Yoo-hoo!
I did buy one little thing that I don't know that it's going to be in the shop. It's just a personal thing, I will say. And there was a shop that they would sell some retail and some, all of these things are falling all over the place. You could buy retail
There was
or you
a lot
could buy
to-
wholesale,
there was
but
a
you
lot.
guys,
There was a lot. Oh, check
this
this out.
thing,
Oh, man.
my heart. So you know I'm the Stitchy Box girl.
Where do you see this?
It is a little tiny
Look at the
mini
size of this
Stitchy
thing.
Box. Dawn, oh come on now. We need these, don't
Oh,
we?
come on.
I think we need these. I can't wait
Mhm.
to turn this into a
She
Stitchy
needs
Box.
to make a class about these, Dawn. Look how tiny this one is.
And it's
This is
on a
cup-
keychain.
Yeah, stick it on your keychain. You'll always have your needles.
Oh,
and your,
so
I'm telling you.
I don't think this one's ever going to show up at the shop. I think it's going to just stay at my house because it's so stinking cute.
Ruh-roh.
And we have to show
Oh yeah, we didn't even show our cups yet. And
our
we're about
cups
ready
from
for a
Lindy
drink.
Stitches. So she is hosting Nash Stash, which is an online event. If you don't know anything about it, go over to her website, Lindy Stitches, and it's like the Jingle Ball, if you've been to the Jingle Ball, and it's a virtual event, and so you can go to tables and sit and talk with people, You can choose a table to go in Zoom, and you can meet people and stitch with them. You can do speed dating, where you just talk for 5 minutes to all different kinds of stitchers. It's a lot of fun. So she has Nash Stash merch. Thanks, Lindy. I got cups
adorable.
for us.
Yeah, thank you for my cup. Because we always got to have matching cups.
Cup of Happy.
Yeah. Doink.
So I think.
Well, let me show a couple.
Oh yeah, you have more things.
This is going to be a really cool thing. This is from the Crafty Blue Bonnet, and this little thing, Need a Little Love. Oh, come on, how cute is
fun.
that? And then they had several patterns, but they came with, well, you could buy extra, the little mounting board for them,
That's very
so it'll
cool.
fit there when it's done. How cool is that?
And so you
to
just
have
paint that, right?
You just paint it whatever color you want, I guess. I guess you have two sides. You could paint it two colors, right?
Oh,
Why
you could.
not?
Why couldn't
So,
you?
and there's a lot of designs in this length. Anyway, yeah, so there's that. And then another cool shop that, well, we all know the Mindful Needle Designs. But I got to talk with the owner, and again, but Dawn Frisk, she's just the most delightful person. And this cute little piece had a story, and I think those stories need to be shared. And artists, anyway, this piece is called Eleanor's Bouquet, and so, well, I was just admiring it, and she came over and said, oh, this piece, when I visited, my grandmother passed away, and when I visited her house, she had this picture hanging in her dining room of this beautiful floral picture, and it reminded me of her, and so she designed it, and there it is. And I just thought, how sweet is that? And
so
where designers get their ideas, they can be very personal. And I just thought, that story needs to be told, right? I thought Dawn would like that story.
What I think is cool
Dawn?
is that you took some time to just like really talk to these designers and get to know them.
Yeah.
I think that we were so busy doing the shopping thing that we didn't get to like enjoy what you got to do, just actually sitting and talking to designers.
Yeah, I was really grateful for that experience, and to just be a tag along on the whole day, and it was really it was just really special. But this one I want to share, and I'm sure everybody in the cross-stitch shop will, Cotton Hearts and everything, will appreciate this.
They're going to do this in a night.
I mean, I would probably have a heart attack, but I appreciate it. This pattern, Amelia Fox, 1868.
Let's just take it up
This
a little
is by
closer.
Kathleen Littleton. And I probably was talking with her at least a good 10 minutes during this period of time. That's a long time to have somebody's attention. But I admired it so. She happens to own the original. Her husband bought it for her birthday a couple of years ago. And this was originally done by a child who was in the Bristol orphanage in England. And they have discovered that these girls probably stitched these things on old sheets. And it looks old, and when it's framed there in her
But she does the reproductions.
But she does the reproductions, and she told me the whole story about this little Amelia Fox, and how she was orphaned because both of her parents died of typhoid fever back then. There were 10 siblings, and I think about 6 of them ended up in the Bristol orphanage, and they were all taught to do this cross stitch, and I just think that's an amazing story.
What I think is amazing
I mean, I know there's stories behind all the historical stuff. I know there is, but and this is not really my cup of tea.
I was going to say, I think what's
But-
amazing is Mrs. I'm Not a Sampler
Yeah,
Girl.
I'm not.
You spent all this time with her, and you really loved hearing about it.
I
and
mean, when I get it now, when I listen to the FlossTubers that do samplers, historical stuff, and how when they're stitching it, they feel a connection to the person, I felt that.
yeah,
It was
that's very
pretty
cool.
profound for me.
So she is a friend.
I think it's
Kathleen
Yes,
is a friend. Kathleen is a friend of Christy's, and she has a shop in Franklin. Christy, I can't remember the name of her shop.
The Family Hearth General Store.
The Family
Oh.
Hearth General Store. And we're gonna all when Susie's
Uh-huh.
in town again,
We're
we're all
coming
gonna
to
take
see you,
a trip to
Kathleen.
Christy's mom's house, and then we're gonna go see the shop and see Kathleen
She had some beautiful, beautiful pieces.
and learn more knowledge
And,
from her, 'cause
yeah,
that's a
she
a
really
remarkable
was.
thing.
And the other cool thing about this, just saying, is that again, I live in Tampa, and Kathleen is coming to do the spring Tampa Bay retreat called Spring Fling Tampa Bay, and it's called A Little Bit of Yesterday, A Little Bit of Today.
Tell them why.
Yes, so it's called that because Kathleen is going to be a guest at that retreat, and so is Stephanie Webb from Lindy Stitches.
So a little bit of yesterday and a
Yes.
little bit of today.
I mean, how cool. And then
That is
also,
brilliant.
I also met Stephanie, and I also met Vicki Jeanette, who's going to be at that retreat too, and she is from the Needlework Press, and I met her, and just so kind, and she gave me I was telling her that I was from Tampa. I was here because Christy invited me to go along with her shop, but she gave me a stack of cards to give to the members in the stitching group in Tampa, which I mean, this was just
That's really
nice.
sweet. That
So
is
we
a really
look
sweet
forward
thing.
to seeing you in Tampa, and thank you, Dawn, for letting me be the looky-loo with the group. And
someone
I
else-
really enjoyed it.
Someone else we didn't mention that we saw. So you probably heard us talk on our FlossTube before that Christy, my friend Christy from work, bought this huge amount
Yes.
of estate sale cross stitch, and as I talked before, we looked through it all, and we were pulling out these finished pieces and unfinished pieces, and it was very emotional. How much time and love she had put into all these pieces, and there they were just sitting in boxes. And we kind of got obsessed. Well, maybe I got obsessed. I got obsessed. Christy said we're going there.
Yep.
I got obsessed with finding out who owned all this stuff and her story. And a lot of the things that she had they were from the shop Just Stitching Incorporated, which is in Ohio. Strongsville, Ohio. And so we called the shop, and no one answered, and so we left a message. And we did not hear from the shop, and we thought we weren't going to. And then a couple weeks later, Shelley called Christy up, and they talked and learned about Nancy, who had done all these things. And one of these days we're going to have Christy on our FlossTube, whether she wants to be on here or not. She's coming on to tell this story with us because it's really remarkable. And so we got to meet Shelley today. It was such a fun thing. Shelley, we love you. Shelley, just if you don't follow her at Just Stitching Incorporated, in February she has Free Chart February, and she tells you all the places every day, a new place to go and find a free chart to stitch. So go follow her because it's really
Mark
cool.
your calendars
no,
now.
it's over now, but you can go look at it.
We'll go next year.
It's on her Facebook page, and she has them all listed, so you can go and find all those. And it's pretty exciting that she did that. And Shelley, it was super fun.
Oh, fun.
Oh, she does it on her YouTube, but that was all on her Facebook page. Like every day she had a different post on her Facebook page, but she also has a FlossTube on YouTube. So go check her out because she's just a sweetheart. And on that, I don't know about you, but I am whooped. You guys.
We had a day, and it's just been fun.
Susie didn't get to go yesterday. She wasn't feeling great.
I was sick.
But I'll tell you, this is how I described it. This is me. I was so overwhelmed. I didn't look at any faces. If I wasn't talking to a designer that first day, I was not. There was like no yesterday. There was like it was like there was not even people there. It was crazy. And today was a little slower pace, and
It was
I had the
wonderful.
time to just look up and see who the people were,
Yeah.
and did I know
Get to
them,
talk
and
to
talk to
people.
them and make connections, and it's just been
Mhm.
It's
Wow.
been remarkably fun, and we are so blessed, right?
Oh, we are. We
So,
are. It's wonderful.
I met a few people because they're in our Facebook group. You should join over there. We're going to share more
Yes.
pictures of things that we loved about Market.
And people we met.
And people we met, pictures of us with people that we love. So come to
Yes.
our Facebook group, it's just the same as this, Happiest Stitches on Earth, and join in the fun over there. We thank you so much for watching, for sharing, for liking, for commenting, for subscribing.
Yes.
We want you to do all the things, and we love it when you do. We try to answer all of you. We try.
We're pretty good at it.
Yeah, I think we
we
probably
are.
do okay, but...
Uh,
Until then, we need some dinner.
We
need to
do.
sleep. We need to pack.
Yeah.
I mean, we got a lot to do. But until we meet you again, we'll come back with our regular routine on the next FlossTube with all our whips and new starts and finishes and things. But for now,
don't forget
to floss daily.
Yay!
Thank you guys. We love you
Bye.
all.
Yeehaw!
Yeehaw!